In Commander, Sunburst scales better than you think, especially in multicolored deck. In this episode of Commander Class, we're going to be talking about Sunburst. I'll be explaining how it works and showing off the very few cards that have this ability, that are rare or mythic. So if you're interested in what Sunburst is and a few cards or what you can do with it, this video is perfect for you. But a quick reminder before I go any further, I have a small little Etsy shop where I make t-shirts and hoodies for people to enjoy my content. So if you like me, what I do and want to help support out the channel, first buy yourself something nice, secondly like, subscribe and watch more of my content. So what is Sunburst? When a card with Sunburst enters the battlefield, it enters with a bunch of counters on it equal to the amount of different mana colors spent on it. So pretty much if you're playing any wastes or colorless or whatever you want to call them, it doesn't go by any. The max it can be right now is 5, and it's 5 counters. Now what are the counters? There's 2 different variations. If it's a non-creature, it gets a charge counter for each color mana spent on it, and if it's a creature, it is usually a +1/+1 counter on it. So when it comes to this, it only cares about the different color mana spent on this, so this is really good in Wooburg decks. But to really understand Sunburst, the best way to do it is actually look at some cards with the ability written on it. When it comes to this, there are 4 I want to show off, and they are Clearwater Goblet, Engineered Explosives, Solarian, Suncrusher. When it comes to Sunburst, there's not many cards with it. On Scryfall, it is legit just a page full of cards, and none of them are really powerful or absolutely broken in my opinion. They could be broken with other variations of cards, but on their own, they're not that great. The one thing I do like about the cards is depending on what cards are played, it gets a different type of counter put on it. I do like that you have an ability to put 5 +1/+1 counters on something, or 5 charge counters. But either or, I find the cards themselves to be really weak, even though it's quite a cool ability. I do think if they ever bring this back or put more cards in it, they're going to be more broken than any of these, or potentially still be weak. But it is cool to have an ability on a card that you can put on different variations of cards. This type of thing rewards you for more colours you play. The main reason I wanted to go over them is just in case someone has a Wooburg deck, sees one of these cards, or go, what other cards are they? And have a better version of a card that's already in their deck. Now the chance of that is being slim, but it's also good to go through, and my plan is to go through all the keywords that Magic the Gathering has made, so people have just one little place to go and look and learn everything about it. But what is the best place to put these type of cards in? 1, I recommend anything that's a 3, 4 or 5 color deck. 1 or 2 is not worth it at all, especially the 1 color mana cards. Wooburg is the best, however, playing a Wooburg card, there's way better variations of these type of cards that you can pay for less mana, because you have to pay the cost using 5 mana at least to get 5 charge counters, where there's probably better variations or versions of this card for 5 mana or less. A problem with this is if your mana fixing isn't the best and you're missing a color, you're probably going to more likely want to wait for the 5th color, which potentially is the reason you lose the game. So if you ever want to build a Sunburst deck or have Sunburst cards in, you need a lot of ramp and fetch cards to make it worthwhile, which again isn't with the abilities that are written on the cards. The other good thing about these is that they're all artifacts or artifact creatures, so again you can do a lot with it because a lot of artifacts require you to move or put 1/1 counters on other artifacts you control. So again, if you do like the ability, you can ramp it up from there. Now if you have a Proliferate or a +1/+1 counter deck, the 2 creatures are actually kind of somewhat worth it, or the 2 artifacts if you have a Proliferate deck, especially the life gain one. But hopefully you understand and now know everything about Sunburst. If I missed anything or you want me to do a different keyword or anything like that, let me know in the comments down below, and while you're there, remember to comment, like, subscribe and do all that other YouTube stuff we always ask for. And if you like this, I have last week's Commander class here, a playlist of all the Commander classes I make here, and a subscribe button here, and I will see you all in the next video.